Indeed, the people's first governor, of course, is still the Good Morning Cross River Breakfast Show. My name is Blessing Goharepe, and we've been having a conversation with the Commissioner for Transportation, Pastor Ekpenyong Kobams, talking to us about the implementation of electric bikes in the state. And also, should I continue saying, good to also have you back?
Well, I'm still here.
Of course. Looking back from the past 2 years, what are those significant projects that His Excellency has handled when it comes to the transportation sector?
Thank you very much. First of all, we must not be oblivious of where we were. If we're oblivious of where we were, we wouldn't be able to understand where we're going. The transportation sector, I would say, was absolutely acephalous and lacking in clear-cut policy direction. And there was somewhat institutionalization of impunity. And on assumption of office, I had to have a heart-to-heart discussion with His Excellency, and after having his encouragement on the way forward, we had proposed certain policies and certain reforms, and His Excellency gave us all the encouragement and all the nod. And one of such is the sanity that has been restored in the transportation sector intra-city. You can see that the cosmopolitan city of Calabar is wearing a new look, where the local transport, the intra-city buses are wearing the state color. It wasn't achieved by the flash of the pan. There was clear-cut resistance in terms of the fact that certain persons had believed that the culture of impunity must be sustained. That we've been able to achieve, and that has completely taken out the problem of cases of robbery, one chance, extortion of commuters. You've seen the restoration of the bus stops, which we're moving to the next step in our holistic package of what we call Clearwell. Clearwell is a policy which strives to restore sanity, that the culture of road usage should not be, as it were, based on the wishful thinking of the driver, because driving and road usage is regulated by laws. And so if you want to pick a passenger, Clearwell. Okay. You want to drop a passenger, Clearwell. We'll soon be transitioning from that to insisting on the fact that the bus stops have to be used. That has been achieved by the support of His Excellency. We've been able to set up a conversions center for the CNG at the fabrication center. We are expecting the arrival of the mobile refueling platforms. As soon as that is done, we're going to get that launched. We have about 500 cross-rivers that have been shortlisted for training on conversion of vehicles from fossil fuel to CNG. CNG and electric technology is totally required to bring some level of stability into our transport sector in terms of cost. For instance, my official car is converted, and it cost me about 3,200 naira.
Really?
Yes, to refill a 60 cylinder of CNG gas, which can do 120 kilometers. If I have to use petrol to do 120 kilometers, I need to buy about, for my car, for about 40,000 naira worth of fuel. So in such a comparative analysis, as soon as that takes off, you understand the cost imperative, comparative that is bringing to the daily cost of commuting. So His Excellency has been at the forefront of an absolute transformation of the transportation ecosystem. We are talking to a couple of partners who are coming to do a total revitalization of our transport infrastructure. What we have today is not sustainable. And a preliminary survey has been carried out by some professionals who spent about 3 weeks in Cross River State, across the state. And as soon as His Excellency settles after these 2 years celebrations, then we're going to commence the presentation and then activity. So in the transport sector, I would tell you we couldn't have gotten it better. We are expecting about 1.7 billion worth of infrastructure, which covers electric keke, electric vehicles, electric mini trailers, all to boost the service delivery sector and the agricultural sector. I mean, we've never had such a bold step in the transportation sector. So all kudos to a man who is committed to create an impact in the life of Cross Riverians.
All right, so you've highlighted different future plans, that His Excellency.
They are already
ongoing.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk about, are there other visions that we're not aware of, in this transportation sector,
yes,
like His Excellency?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sure you're not oblivious of the railway project.
Absolutely right.
Good. And that project has gone far. I am in touch with them daily, and they are the last stages of the processes before shovels begin to hit the ground. That is going to bring an absolute solution, okay, to the problem of non-integration of our economic system. God has created Cross River in a way that each senatorial district is dependent on the other senatorial district for food production and what have you. Our critical problem is transportation. The cost of yams, for instance, in Ogoja or in Yala, it's nothing really to write home about, but bringing it to the market has been the problem. Yes. So the railway project is a one-stop solution to all of that. And that's going to completely integrate the totality of our geopolity and integrate our society. So these are some of the deliberate policy directions which His Excellency has taken. And I can tell you, Cross River State will be better for it by the time we're rounding up the first 5 years.
Of course, we cannot wait to see all of this come to plan, come to play. So just like every other sector, they've had challenges, implementing, orders. So talk to us about the key challenges faced during the implementation of this project, the electric bikes.
We've not really had serious challenges. You need to understand that one of the things that His has done is that he has enthroned a policy of ease of doing business, which has brought a committee to play with all the major players in all the sectors. Basically, almost all the commissioners are members of the Committee on Ease of Doing Business. The Accountant General is a member, the Commissioner of Finance is a member. It's a one-stop shop to provide solution to whatever hitches that would have arisen in whatever processes. You understand? You simply bring it to the fore there, and on that table, you talk to this person, and everybody understands the direction. And if you know what it means to work with Senator Prince Bassi, you don't sleep. Just know that as you take the bed, he can call you by 2 a.m. He can call you by 3 a.m. and he's calling you as if it is 12 noon. And don't wake up with the response of you were sleeping. He will ask you, Honorable Commissioner, you were sleeping. You are sleeping when I'm not sleeping. So you have to be on your toes. And delivery timelines are clearly set. So there's absolutely no excuse. All
right. Are there any other major sectors that you think this particular administration has not touched?
Absolutely not. He has revitalized the tourism sector. He has deliberately taken out a major clog in the wheel of our educational system by making sure that the West African Education Council fees are paid. So both children of the rich and the indigent have access, you understand, to the basic qualification for the next tier of education. That was a major gap. There's no sector he hasn't touched, you understand, and he is a listening governor. And you'll be shocked the number of people, even that person you take for granted, he has the governor's number. And at will, he will call. And you'll be shocked.
His Excellency will take.
You'll take the call, listen to the person, and then call you and put you on the spot. So the access he has created to the common man is second to none. That's why I'm not surprised by the avalanche of endorsements. For me, I think that at the point where we are in Cross River State today, there's no need for any experiment. We just need to keep going.
Of course, it's remarkable to see an active governor, and of course, a man who loves God. He follow who know God. So it's important for us to understand that Her Excellency has the interest of the state at heart. So, which brings me to my next questions. Are there plans to subsidize transportation costs to mitigate the sufferings of the people in Cross River State?
We are working. You might not be aware that the erstwhile cross line had been sold to private individuals by past administration. Now we're at the verge of bringing a new transport company for Cross River State. One, it has become a norm in the Committee of States that each state should have its own transport company. And that is to be able to avail the citizens of Cross River State the opportunity of having a priority treatment while trying to reach out in their journeys to other states or coming back to Cross River State. But why we have not taken off up to this time is we are trying to choose the best possible platform. What might be the platform? What source of energy do we wish to use? Our option is centered around CNG and electric vehicles because we want to bring down the cost of transportation. If we have to go by the option of fossil fuel, do you understand? That would make the cost to be high, and that's not the best option for our people. So we're working on those indices, and the result will soon be published.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have you join us this morning for the Good Morning Cross River Breakfast Show, and thank you so much for giving us such highlights, on the activities of His Excellency. So I hope to see you soon again in the studio to give us more updates on other implementations. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be back because more stories coming your way. Stay with us.